Arsenal beat Man United to keep the pressure on Man City. This title race will go down till the very last day. And the fact that Arsenal did beat United means Arsenal have now broken a record that I didn't think we would actually ever see being broken. Before we get into it though, I hate to do it, just quickly hit like on this video. So I want to hear people's thoughts on that game. I want to hear people's thoughts on Arsenal's current form. And the fact that Arsenal won that game, does that leave you feeling more optimistic about Arsenal winning the Premier League? This was, maybe in some people's opinion, the toughest game in this last sort of set of games. Arsenal going to Old Trafford is not a fixture that we've been very successful in, but the fact that we've been able to do that, and like I said, we do leave it down till the very last game week now. We know Man City have got a tough game coming up against Tottenham. Does that win against United affect those percentages? Do you think Arsenal have a slightly better chance in winning the league now? Let me know. Look, if I'm looking at that game, it was a massive win. Do my opinions change on if Arsenal can win the title? No, I still give us an outside chance. We need Liverpool to beat Villa tonight, so that means Tottenham have to win that game against Man City. That's the only chance, in my opinion, that Arsenal have got of winning the league. If Villa beat Liverpool tonight, then Tottenham really haven't got anything to play for. And it doesn't matter how many times Ange Postecoglou comes out and says, well, I'm still going to play, mate. We're still going to try and win. It's not going to have the same sort of incentive to win that game. So Arsenal can still win the league, but for me, it's still an outside chance. I still need to see Liverpool beat Aston Villa tonight. And then, like I said, that puts real jeopardy in the game for Tottenham. Because if they beat Man City, then they still have a very real chance of getting in the Champions League. So they have something to play for. Look, let's talk about the United game. Let me know your thoughts. Who impressed you in that game? What did you think of that performance? Look, for me, it was an okay performance. There were some good performers, and there were some performances in there that I thought, maybe they struggled. We're going to go through every single player, but first and foremost, I wanted to point out the defence. The two centre-backs in particular, I thought they were very, very good. I think they helped Arsenal win this game effectively because, there were times where Man United maybe could have caught Arsenal on the break, or maybe it looked like Man United could have had a chance. Garnacho in particular, I thought he looked very lively at times. That tackle from Saliba where he kind of just waited, and then took the ball off him. Saliba has been incredible this season, and his performance yesterday kind of just summed him up, didn't it? He's just so solid, so assured, so calm and confident. It was just so brilliant from the two centre-backs. We'll start with the goalkeeper, though. David Raya, I thought he was actually good. David Raya can be accused of, at times in some big games, maybe being a bit nervous, maybe being a bit flappy, maybe being a bit unconvincing with his passing. But I didn't really see any of that yesterday. I think he made one stray pass, but apart from that, he was coming out and claiming everything. And there was no point in that game where I thought, David Raya looks a bit dodgy here. So, David Raya, I thought he had a good performance. Now, Ben White, I think Ben White struggled in this game. Look, I've been on record saying many times, I think in 2024, Ben White might just be our best defender so far. He's been brilliant, but I think the mix of Garnacho and I don't know what it was, but Ben White for me, because it wasn't even just his defending. We know he's a very capable defender. There was at times a couple of passes that went straight, and I was thinking this doesn't seem like a typical Ben White performance. Whether that was nerves, whether that was just him having a kind of off day. Now, if I was rating him out of 10, I'd still give him a 6 out of 10. He wasn't terrible, but like I said, Ben White set the bar so high that whenever he drops below that, it leaves you thinking, is Ben White all right? But like I said, Ben White was still a 6 out of 10. David Raya out of 10, I'd probably, give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he was very good. Saliba, he was my man of the match, 9 out of 10. Gabriel, very good, 8 out of 10. Tomiyasu, I don't know, because, look, he was playing against Ahmad, and he was definitely the more quiet of the two. But it's kind of one of them performances from Tomiyasu that I didn't really notice him too much in the game. Now, that can be a good thing or that can be a bad thing. That can mean he's kind of just done his job and he didn't really make any mistakes, so that's a good thing. If I was rating him out of 10, I would give him a 6 out of 10. Same as Ben White. I think he was okay. Thomas Partey, look, he's been brilliant since he's come back. In my opinion, in this game, it looked like maybe he struggled. There was that, who was it that dispossessed him, and then it kind of led Rasmus to have that shot that went 7,000 feet over. It was, I don't know. It was a kind of performance from Thomas Partey where he didn't quite look himself. Again, a few stray passes, maybe not looking as assured in himself as he has been in the previous few games. So if I'm giving Partey a ranking again, I would give him a 6. No one was terrible. It's still a brilliant result. We've gone to Old Trafford and win, something we've not been able to do much. But for me, Thomas Partey struggled. Let me know if I've got that wrong or not. Declan Rice, only slightly above Thomas Partey. I don't think, and this might be controversial, I don't think any of our midfielders had an outstanding game. I don't think Odegaard, Rice or Partey, I could look at that performance and pick out 3, 4, 5 brilliant actions, which is something that you have been able to do in the past few games. I think all of them maybe not struggled at times, but maybe looked a bit off, not off the pace because they still done well enough to win the game. But I don't know. It wasn't an unbelievable performance from any of them. So I'll give Partey a 6, Rice a 7 and Odegaard a 7. Odegaard, I guess you could say he, at times when he received the ball, he kind of done the nice touch. There was one of the, in the box, he kind of done that back heel to set someone in. I thought that was a very nice action. But again, not at the high standard that they would probably expect. Bukayo Saka as well. Again, I think he not struggled, but I don't think he was at his best. So if I'm giving Bukayo Saka a score, again, I would give him a 6. And this might seem like these are harsh scores, but 6 out of 10 for me is just above average. 5 is average, 6 is, it's quite good. And I think Saka played quite good. I don't think he was at his best. Trossard, I don't know. Look, Trossard, I don't think he had the best game as well. And this might be seeming like I'm coming at this from a negative point of view, but I'm not. But because I think a lot of these players done okay. And I think being okay on the night was enough to get the 3 points. So that's all we had to do. We wasn't outstanding. We didn't score 3 or 4 goals. A lot of people predicted Arsenal to score a lot more goals. And if you looked at the Man United team before the game, I don't know about you lot, but it filled me with way more confidence. I was looking at some of them players and thinking, who? Like, they was awful. Their defence was rubbish. Their midfield was rubbish. I thought Arsenal was going to have a field day. It didn't play out like that. So maybe my scoring is slightly harsh. Like I said, put your scores below because I want to see if I'm the only one that's kind of scoring it like this. Trossard, I probably would have gave him a 6 or a 7. But again, he just found the ability to pop up with a massive moment so many times this season. Leandro Trossard has been that guy for Arsenal. Look at his numbers. Look at the price paid and look at the numbers you're getting from Leandro Trossard and tell me he's not one of the best Arsenal signings maybe of all time. Is that slightly dramatic? Yes. But I'm just so impressed with the performances of Leandro Trossard. In terms of output, in terms of straight numbers, Leandro Trossard is a killer. Me, you, so many people rate Leandro Trossard as the best finisher at the club. He's deadly. Every time a chance falls to him almost, he buries it. So Leandro Trossard, I'm going to give him an 8. Very, very good to find another goal. Yeah, just so impressed with Leandro Trossard. For the price we paid, £23 million. Incredible. Havertz, I actually thought Havertz was good. If Havertz got a goal, he would have been higher. I'd probably give him a 7, but the top end of a 7. I actually thought in terms of his hold-up play, in terms of his running, which we know we get with Havertz anyway. We've spoke about it many times. The lanes that Havertz opens up when he's running. He makes diagonal runs to drag players out to allow other players to exploit areas. Just very, very good. I'll tell you what's improved with Havertz so much this season. Do you remember when he first come in? His touch was terrible. Like, he looked like he was trying to control the ball with welly boots on. But now, there was so many times where the ball was fizzed into him at, an awkward level. Every time you received the ball fast and at close distance, at knee level, it's so awkward. It's so hard to try and get it under control. But there was a few times that happened yesterday. And Havertz just brings it down calmly and plays the player in. So Havertz's touch, I think it is just a confidence thing with Havertz. He's been incredible. So I thought that was another good performance from Havertz. The subs came on. The only two that kind of had a chance to impact the game was Gabriel, Jesus and Martinelli. And I'm going to give them both a 7. They was okay. Actually, a 6 for Jesus and a 7 for Martinelli. Martinelli probably should have scored. I think he maybe held onto the ball for slightly too long in that action where he had the shot and Onana tipped it over. But I thought Martinelli came on and actually tried to influence the game. Jesus did as well, but I just thought the actions that Martinelli was involved in was slightly of a higher level than Jesus. Look, all in all, I'm very happy with the performance from most of these Arsenal players. I'm chuffed with the 3 points. All we've got to do is keep winning. We've got one more game. Beat Everton. That's all we can do. That's the only thing we can control now as Arsenal. Just win the next game. Arteta. Let's talk about Arteta. it frustrates me that not everyone can see what Arteta is doing. It's so clear to me, it's so obvious to me and many other people that Arteta's working miracles at this football club. And you might be saying, well, he hasn't won the league yet, so what do you mean he's working miracles? Come on. You can't tell me Mikel Arteta has not done wonders at this football club. Look what happened when he came in. He took over, what was Arsenal, 13th, 14th position. Didn't know any... We was playing a back five one week, a back four the other week. Mikel Arteta's come in and installed this philosophy, this mentality, this way of playing that I haven't been as excited to be an Arsenal fan since the Invincibles. Oh, and that's the record that Arsenal broke. The record is Arsenal now have more wins than the Invincibles. Arsenal have more wins than Arsenal's Invincible team. 26 for the Invincibles, 27 for this current Arsenal team. And we still not might win the league. That just goes to show how good Man City is. That just goes to show how good you have to be to try and win the Premier League title. So to people saying about Arteta, oh, well, he has to go because he's not won the Premier League title. I don't think they're actually thinking about it. I think they've kind of pigeonholed themselves into a certain category where they're saying they're Arteta out and they're just being stubborn. Because if I can see what Arteta's doing, you guys can see what Arteta's doing. I don't get how there's this small minority out there that can't appreciate what Arteta's doing. Just look at our last 5 games. We've gone to Wolves away, 1. Chelsea at home, 1. Tottenham away, 1. Bournemouth at home, 1. Man United away, Old Trafford, 1. Last 5 games, we've scored 14 goals and we've only conceded 2. And that was in 1 game against Tottenham. We've been to Molineux, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Old Trafford. We played Chelsea and scored 5 at home. Arteta's getting everything right at the minute. This is still a young manager. He is still developing. There's certain points of his game that he probably needs to improve on. He will tell you that. He's only been in the game 5 minutes. And he's still producing results like this. He's still built a team that is this capable. Arteta, in this game, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 because he was brilliant. Yes, it was only a 1-0 win. Yes, it wasn't a 5-0 win. But the fact that he's being able to grind out all of these results, he's being able to beat every single team that's being asked of him. And some people might say, well, he didn't beat Aston Villa. I know he didn't beat Aston Villa. He's lost 1 time in 2024 in the Premier League. That was always going to happen. You're never going to go every single game unbeaten. You know, you can't do that in the Premier League anymore. So, yeah, I mean, just brilliant. So good. The whole Arsenal team in that game was very, very good. Look, like I said, Man City have got to play Tottenham tomorrow, Tuesday. We need Tottenham to win that game. We need Liverpool to win tonight, so Aston Villa drop points, and then that will give Tottenham the incentive to go and beat Man City. If that happens, Arsenal will probably win the league. We do have Everton coming up. That's not going to be an easy game. Everton beat us last season, so you can't say Arsenal are definitely going to win the league even if Man City drop points, but it's the position we need to find ourselves in. If we can go into that Everton game needing to win it, I don't doubt these Arsenal players. I don't doubt this Arsenal manager. I do think Arsenal could do it. I do think Arsenal are going to beat Everton anyway, but it's going to be difficult to win the league. Like I said, how has your opinion changed now? Do you give Arsenal more of a chance? Do you give Arsenal the same chance? And what are you thinking about that Tottenham game tomorrow? Are you, like me, for the first time in your life, going to be watching that Tottenham game, cheering on Tottenham? I'm not actually going to be cheering them on, but I'm going to be hoping Tottenham win that game for sure. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Like I said, before you go, just do me the favour of hitting like on this video. Just like it and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.